James from Master Global. Today we're going to be talking about returning to competition and returning to sports, post-injury and post-pain, more specifically collision sports like rugby, MMA, football, American football, wrestling and everything in between.
So, collision sports, it's fair to say, can cause a few injuries. There is an element of luck or bad luck to getting them, or previous injury in the area, that can all increase the risk of being injured again. When it comes to pain post-injury, after the tissue's healed, the brain can still play tricks, create the sensation of pain in and around the tissues that were damaged. It's important that when returning to sport, to competition and to collision sports, that we start to produce and carry out task-orientated skill development. It's also very important to note that it's okay to fail during this task-orientated skill development. What we mean by this is, instead of giving the client cues like tense this or squeeze that or contract this, we're going to just ask the client to push that, reach here, look there. This will ensure that the client is concentrating on how to complete that task and not sensations going on in the joint at the time. It's important to know that it's absolutely fine to fail these tasks. And by failure we mean losing balance, toppling over, not quite being able to reach. As we fail, the body learns how to adjust and to complete the task as we focus on the task completion itself and not any discomfort or sensation felt throughout the movement. Here we've progressed from balance to hopping as we try and get the client back to sport and back to competition. As progression is seen post-injury, we as trainers and coaches can start to develop the drills we use, making them much closer to the skills that are experienced in a game situation, and a lot less varied as we become more accustomed with the skill in question. In these drills, for example, simple targets to hit focus the client on the task in hand, and not about their previous ACL injury. As the client lands with different foot positions, they learn that performing these movements doesn't cause pain at the previous site of injury. And further progression can be seen as the joint range of motion increases and strength in that range is also observed. Keep varying drills with your clients post-injury, but as you see progress, make the drills and exercises you use much closer to the game situation. This drill is for a winger post-hip flexor tear, looking to get back into running and starting to collide again with different people or objects. Reacting to the stimulus also really starts to make the drill more sport specific. When it comes to collisions again, get the client to experience colliding with an object and also being collided with. The fear from previous injury will go the more pain-free collisions are experienced. Start with simple tasks that don't put your client at risk and slowly introduce more stimuli that the client has to respond to that make it more like a game situation, and potentially being collided with more aggressively like they would also in a game situation. Here we have a great few drills for shoulder or pec injuries. Currently in the industry, most professionals would look at bench press or similar strength exercises for rehab. By throwing the arm into flexion, abduction, external rotation, we are lengthening the pec in 3 planes and then trying to pull the loaded arm back into adduction, extension and internal rotation. This mimics the movement and muscular contractions of the pec during a tackle. The TRX used here puts more tension on the arm, on the pec and on the musculature from the offset, making it a slightly different variation but still very sport specific. All the drills in this video have been recreating collision sports and training tasks in a gym-based environment. And with that said, it's extremely important to expose your clients back to the full immersion of the environmental factors when fully returning to their collision sports.
you.